At Lifehack Coaching, we help women over 35 to balance hormones naturally, boost metabolism, and lose weight sustainably. Hi everyone, I've got Valerie here with me today, and I'm super excited to talk to Val. I've known her for many years, even before Lifehack Coaching. When I used to own a gym, she was one of my favorite clients that she would just show up for personal training. We'll make coffees, chat for half an hour, and then kind of get into the actual training. So yeah, even after we sold our business, Val came on board to Lifehack Coaching and got some help with her lifestyle and nutrition and all of that. So Valerie, tell us a little bit about yourself and your story before starting with Lifehack Coaching program.
Oh, well, kia ora koutou. I'm Valerie. I'm 56 years old and I have been around the kind of health and fitness spaces for a number of years. Training has always been important to me. So yeah, I currently work in a workforce development team. We've focused on Māori communities and workforces working better with Māori communities. So it's really exciting. I live a very busy life, a very busy work life. So yeah, that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. Yeah, I'm always too busy.
Always too busy. So tell me, why did you start with Lifehack Coaching?
Anastasia said I signed up to her previous business, WOF CrossFit, and enjoyed Anastasia's take on training and health. And so it was a no-brainer for me to, when you started your new business, to carry on engaging with you. I think for me, you're able to create a level of accountability that I need when I am too busy to be accountable for myself. So that's been really important for me.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your experience with the program. Have you noticed when you were doing Lifehack Coaching program, have you noticed if your energy levels improved?
When I do the program and I totally commit to the program and to the coaching, then I'm 100% focused. Yeah, my energy levels are up. I sleep well. I engage better at work. I guess all my relationships have more of me in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And when you did Lifehack Coaching first time, how much weight did you lose? Was it?
Yeah, 28 kilos.
28 kilos. Fantastic. That's a huge amount of extra weight that you were carrying. So apart from weight, what other changes have you noticed in your body, or what impact it made in your life, like everyday life, have been 28 kilos less?
Oh, it's like losing a person, isn't it? That kind of weight loss.
It's my daughter's weight, yeah.
Well, a small person. It's like losing a small person.
Yeah.
Oh, look, your mindset changes, and it's belief that actually make those changes and stick to those changes. I stopped drinking alcohol.
Yeah, that was a big one for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a huge one. Yeah, I was within myself. For me, I felt I was drinking too much and I was using alcohol as a crutch. And I think that hybrid model, well, it wasn't a hybrid model at the time. So I was working permanently from home. And so the encroachment of I didn't have a work-life balance.
No.
Because everything was situated in my house. So again, the decision to stop drinking alcohol was major. I've drunk alcohol my whole life.
And when you were a client at my gym, we were in Wellington, and then you moved away to Taranaki. And so you didn't have any friends there, you didn't have any family there, you kind of had to restart your whole new life, being over 50 as well. It's like, it's hard, right? It's hard to change.
Yeah.
And I guess having a glass of wine here and there was your escape from reality as well.
Oh,
so then, starting the program and having someone to talk to, keeping you accountable, working on changing lifestyle was kind of no-brainer for you, right?
Yeah, no-brainer. It was the best thing. It was what I needed at that time.
Yeah.
I was quite isolated. So having you in the health coaching space, which was total dedicated time to me, it was a life changer. Yeah, big time.
Yeah. And with all those changes that you made in your lifestyle, you even went further and you studied how to be a health coach, right?
Yes. So my background is registered nursing and I still hold a practicing certificate. But again, you're really disease focused. Nursing is about disease. It is about disease. So yeah, you got me interested in actually coaching and health coaching. Yeah, that's been life-changing as well. So I'm coming up to the end of the program I'm doing. I've got a couple of modules I've got to finish and do a kind of like a coaching session, and then I can coach. Yeah, practice.
We'll have to have a conversation in a few months.
Oh, you see, there you go. It's like join Anastasia as a client and you become a coach. Yeah.
Well, typical story, right? Okay, so what specific lifestyle changes or habits that you've adopted that you believe have or had the most positive impact on your well-being? Apart from stop drinking, of course. Any other?
Yeah, I probably was really fixated on training. So I would overtrain. I would use training to compensate for poor nutrition. I don't actually do that anymore. I have total understanding about what I need to do to actually be best, I guess, frame of mind to be the best mentally and physically. And that has been through the coaching. So I know that pushing myself physically through exercise does not work for me. I know that eating a consistent, good diet, following maybe to start, nutrition has to be 90% when I start focusing on that, and training is only 10%. So I really focus on the nutrition, and when I get to the place that I'm happy with or I'm comfortable with, then I know I can do an 80-20. I can have some indulgences or...
Yeah. And it's important at the start to be as disciplined as possible, because that's where you look at there's inflammation in the body. If your body reacts to certain foods, and by kind of keeping it unprocessed and clean, like vegetables, fruit and proteins and whole grains without any additives, can actually show you how your body reacts when you introduce those things back into your diet. So in the first couple of weeks, I always encourage people to stay disciplined as possible before bringing things back into your diet, so you can actually see what it does to your body. But 80-20 is great for maintenance. It's great for be able to have sustainable lifestyle as well. So let's talk about the challenges. Of course, during the program, you've encountered some challenges. Everyone does, and that's absolutely normal. What were your challenges and how did you overcome them?
I think the biggest challenge, and it remains a challenge today, but I actually understand why it's a challenge at the moment. But the biggest challenge for me was food prep. Always has been. It's always been prepared. And again, I know that if I'm prepared, if my food's prepared, then I'll eat it.
Exactly. And if you don't prepare it, you're just going to grab whatever is out there.
You're going to, whatever's easy. Yeah. So I know if I've got food prepared, I'll eat that prepared food, because that feeds into my mindset of like, don't waste food. Like, don't waste food.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I won't waste food. Hence, while I've probably had issue with food is because it's waste not, want not. So if there's a whole cake there and nobody else is eating it, I'll eat it. That's just the reality, because you don't waste it.
Give it to your husband. Give it to your husband.
Oh, yeah. Well, he doesn't have those issues with food. It's like,
well, that's why he can eat it.
Hungry. I know. I say to him, aren't you always hungry? It's like, oh, yeah. So
no, it's a woman's thing. Hormone.
So if I've got good food prepared in the fridge, I'll eat it. Yeah. And I normally feel all the stuff that most of your listeners will know is that I have a habit of under eating. I can fall really into that bad sense of self where I think, oh, I can't eat, I'm not hungry. And it's kind of like when you actually eat good food, you feel hungry, you enjoy the food, and you eat it all, and you feel full.
There could be a couple of reasons why you're not feeling hungry. So first one, of course, is when you undereat, your metabolism slows down because it meets you where you're at. So if you're eating less, metabolism slows down and work to the level that needs to work. Our bodies are quite clever. And that's why you're not feeling hungry, because you've been undereating for so long. The other cause could be as well, especially in the morning, if you're not feeling hungry, it could be due to high cortisol levels. And then it's kind of a vicious cycle. You're not hungry because your cortisol levels are high. And normally you're not hungry because when cortisol is high, it's like preparing you for run away from the trouble, or like when your digestive system is not resting. So your body sends signal like you're not hungry, you don't need to eat right now. And then when you don't eat, that it can actually sends your body into more stress. So like you're feeding your body with like ongoing stress levels, which stopping you from eating, which slows down your metabolism. And so then, hungry, right? And that's what I
Yeah.
see the most when clients like you come to me most of the time, not even most of the time. I would even say all the time, all the clients for the first 2 weeks, we work on eating proper food, enough food, and they all complain about how hard it is to eat right food in that quantity. And it's not even much calories, it's just enough calories to what your body needs for maintenance. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. What have you learned about nutrition or healthier habits during this process?
Well, the big thing for me is that I know that the process works. I wouldn't have lost 25, 28 kilos. So I know without this process. So I know the process works. I know that the food is actually available. The type of food that is good for me is available. I just have to be willing to go and get that food and prepare it and eat it.
And there's no fancy food. It's not
so
like...
what I've learned is that I'm in control. So if I gain weight, it is me. I'm gaining the weight. It's in my control to either gain weight, lose weight, eat healthily, drink alcohol or not drink alcohol. I'm in control of that.
Yeah.
That's
You're
what
in
I've learned
charge.
in this program. I'm in charge.
You're making
This is
decisions.
about me. I'm in charge. It's not about anyone else. It's about me. And so I make the decisions for me. That's what your coaching has, I thought about questions and I thought about that's what your coaching has ultimately done for me. It has actually...
taking ownership.
Yeah, take ownership. Don't try and put it anywhere else.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter what's happening in your life. You're the one who's responsible for the outcome and for decisions that you're making. And the first step to making a progress, it's acknowledging and admitting that you're the one who made the decision. Doesn't matter if you had a bad day, a good day, or doesn't matter if your coworker was an asshole, whatever. You were the one who made decision to go and eat that piece of cake, or you made decision not to eat all your food. So it's just learning about taking ownership of your decisions, not put it on anyone else, and acknowledge it. Like once you acknowledge it and you're like, yeah, that's right, it's me, I did this, then it's easier to make decisions in the future. But if you're constantly in that blame victim mindset that it's somebody else's fault, or it's like weather's fault, or I don't know, whatever, rain fault, then you never will make a progress and you're never going to learn anything because you're going to be relying on just like quick fixes. If you were to give one advice to someone who's thinking about starting the program, or thinking about that they need to start improving their health or lose weight, or they want to boost their energy or sleep better or balance their hormones, what would that be? What would that one piece of advice be?
Be honest with yourself. Find out what your true why is. Why am I doing this? I think people say I'm doing it for my kids, doing it because I don't know, I don't want to die or stuff like that. But truly, is that really the why? It could be as simple as I'm sick and tired of being tired and miserable and being an ass to everyone around me. I need to change because actually everyone else is okay. It's actually me.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I'm the asshole.
On the weekend, I took Sebastian, who is 4 now, to a park. And this little monkey decided that he wants to run away from me. So he took his shoes off and he went and uphill. And I was quite like maybe 200 meters away from him. So I had not just had to chase him, I had to catch up to him first. I had to run so fast, and I'm running and thinking, oh my God, that's why I train 5 days a week. This is why I eat healthy. So I can chase my 4-year-old. And all I could think about, oh my God, how do parents who are struggling with being fit or strong, just don't know how to improve their lifestyle, how do they do it? Do their kids listen better than mine, maybe? That's the thought I had in my head. I was like, oh my God, my child doesn't have ears. Maybe that's the issue.
Children don't fall far from trees, Anastasia.
Oh God. Yeah, I know
like
that.
Apples.
I know that.
Hey, I know we're probably coming to the end, and I just wanted to say something. There's a lot of pressure out there because there's a lot of stuff on social media. Back when I was a kid, it was all magazines and stuff like that. That's how old I am. What were the stories?
Look, it was all magazines for me too. When I was young.
What I like about, I guess, your stuff and what you post is that I think people get to see the real you. So they get to see you when you can glam yourself up because you can, And they also get you when you're working out. There's no filters in the world that's not going to show what a woman looks like when they're working out. So there she is in her trackies or her tights or whatever, are like, oh, look, she's got a bum that looks like my bum. Oh, look, her hair's not perfect. Oh, my God, that's what she looks like without makeup on. So again, I think the health coach lifestyle that you promote is a real lifestyle. It's actually not an Instagram fake 1 minute or a TikTok that's been filtered to death. You actually come across as being real.
Thank you.
What you see is what you get. What you hear is what you get too, Whānau. So
you definitely get what you see. There's no cover up.
Be careful what you wish for.
Pretty much.
Be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it.
Pretty much. Well, thank you, Val, for jumping on call with me and sharing your story and sharing your experience. It's always valuable for people to see, because it can be very empowering and encouraging as well. Because like you said, there's so many different programs and different advices and suggestions and things like that. And you can write any testimonial you want, but unless you see the real person, real story in the real life kind of, it's hard to understand what you potentially signing up for. So thank you so much. Really appreciate your time today.
Oh, pleasure. Always a pleasure.
If you have any questions about this podcast or about hormones, weight loss, or just healthier lifestyle, please go to our website at lifehackcoaching.co.nz, or feel free to email me directly, Anastasia@lifehackcoaching.co.nz.